Imagine opening your mailbox and finding an official-looking letter from Spectrum Mobile saying that your credit was evaluated. It even gives you a credit score. The problem? You never applied for Spectrum Mobile. That's exactly what happened to one couple who received letters like the ones you're seeing on screen. And one of the letters claimed a credit score of 481, a score the recipient says isn't theirs. So what's going on? Is this a Spectrum Mobile scam? Could it be identity theft? Or is there another explanation? Let's take a closer look. The letter is dated August 4th, 2026, and appears to come from Spectrum Mobile. It says, "Thank you for your interest in Spectrum Mobile. We are sorry that you did not complete your order." That's already strange because the recipient says they never placed an order. The letter then says Spectrum evaluated their credit information when they inquired about devices and services. And that's where things get even more interesting. The letter says the credit score used was 481. It also lists several reasons that supposedly affected the credit score, including the percentage of accounts with delinquency or derogatory information, insufficient mortgage account information, low credit amounts, and too many recently opened accounts. But according to the person who received the letter, their actual credit score isn't 481. So why would Spectrum send this? Here's the first important point. This doesn't look like the typical phishing letter where a scammer simply gives you a suspicious website and asks you to enter your social security number. In fact, the letter references Experian and AnnualCreditReport.com, which are legitimate services. But that doesn't automatically make the letter legitimate. A scammer can copy legitimate company names, addresses, phone numbers, and websites onto a fake document. So you shouldn't assume a letter is genuine just because the website printed on it is real. But there's another possibility that's even more concerning. Someone may have attempted to apply for Spectrum Mobile service using someone else's information. The recipient says they contacted Spectrum Mobile and the representative reportedly couldn't find an application or credit inquiry under their name or address. They also checked with Experian and didn't see a credit inquiry. That makes the situation much more confusing. One theory is that someone could have used the victim's name and address, but a different social security number. If that's what happened, the application might not appear under the victim's normal credit profile. And there's another detail people should understand. Not every credit-related check necessarily appears as a traditional hard inquiry. Some companies may use soft inquiries or other forms of verification, depending on the situation. So simply looking at your list of hard inquiries isn't always enough to determine what happened. So what should you do if you receive a letter like this? First, don't panic. Second, don't call a random number from a suspicious letter until you've independently verified it. Instead, contact Spectrum using contact information obtained directly from its official website or your existing account. Tell them, "I received a credit decision letter saying I applied for Spectrum Mobile, but I never applied. Please investigate whether an application was submitted using my information." Ask whether they can determine when the application was submitted and whether there was an associated order or device financing application. Next, check your full credit reports. Don't just look at the credit score displayed by an app. Look for unfamiliar accounts, inquiries, addresses, phone numbers, employers, or other information you don't recognize. And check all 3 major credit bureaus if necessary. If you discover an unfamiliar account or application, treat it seriously. You may need to dispute inaccurate information and take additional identity theft precautions. And remember, never give your social security number, bank information, passwords, or verification codes to someone who unexpectedly contacts you claiming they need to verify your identity.